In 1 year, your life will either look completely different or exactly the same. And the scary part? You probably won't notice the difference until it's too late. That's because change doesn't happen in giant leaps. It happens in tiny, almost invisible 1% shifts, repeated daily. Today, I'm going to show you how the 1% rule quietly transforms your health, your focus, your relationships, and even your bank account, without you even realizing it's happening. And by the end of this video, you'll have a blueprint you can apply today. Let's start with why people fail. Most people think change is about giant declarations. I'll start running 5 miles every morning. I'll quit sugar completely tomorrow. I'll read a book a week for the rest of the year. Sounds inspiring on Monday, but by Thursday they've already quit. The truth? Your brain isn't wired for massive overnight change. It's wired for survival, comfort, and routine. The moment you try to flip your life upside down, your brain pulls you back to the path of least resistance. That's why you've tried massive overhauls before and burned out. The 1% rule bypasses this completely. The changes are so small, so unthreatening, your brain doesn't even notice you're changing. But over weeks, months, and years, the compounding is shocking. Think of it like compound interest. If you put $10,000 in an account at 7% interest, you don't wake up rich next week. But in 10 years, it doubles. In 20 years, it quadruples. That's the power of compounding. Now replace dollars with habits. If you improve by just 1% a day, that's not 365% better after a year. It's 37 times better. That's the hidden math of compounding. And the same is true in reverse. 1% worse every day. More procrastination, more junk food, more scrolling, leaves you nearly at zero. Slowly, invisibly, your standards drop. So here's the mindset shift. You don't need to overhaul your life today. You just need to move the needle by 1%, consistently. Let's apply this to your health. Most people start with unrealistic plans, intense workout programs, meal prep for the entire week, cutting every bad food overnight. And they wonder why they crash. The 1% rule says, start so small you can't fail. 5 push-ups before you shower. 1 glass of water before your coffee. 1 healthier swap at lunch. That's it. Sounds laughable, right? But here's the trick. 5 becomes 10. 10 becomes 20. And suddenly, you're the kind of person who works out. Your identity shifts before your eyes. With food, the same thing happens. You don't revolt against the change, but your energy slowly starts to climb. And the moment you notice more energy, you naturally want to do more. That's the hidden genius of the 1% rule. The changes sneak past your resistance, until one day you wake up and you're not just healthier, you identify as healthy. Now, let's talk about focus and productivity. Most people set unrealistic expectations. Tomorrow I'll work for 8 hours straight, no distractions. But here's reality. You'll get maybe 15 minutes in before your brain screams for your phone. So instead, flip the script. Start with 15 minutes of deep work. 1 block, 1 task, no phone. That's it. Here's the trick. When you repeat that for a week, it feels normal. Then you stretch to 25 minutes. Then 45. Within months, you've built the ability to work for 2 to 3 hours in flow. Meanwhile, everyone else is still bragging about being busy while checking their notifications every 45 seconds. You're stacking quiet 1% gains that make you unrecognizably productive. So how do you put this into practice? Here's your 3-step blueprint. Step 1. Choose one micro-habit. It must be so small you can't fail. 5 push-ups, 1 glass of water, 10 minutes of reading. Don't try to be impressive. Try to be consistent. Step 2. Anchor it. Attach it to something you already do daily. Push-ups after brushing your teeth. journaling while your coffee brews, reading before you check your phone. Anchors make new habits automatic. Step 3. Stack it slowly. Once it feels automatic, increase by another 1%. Not 100%, not 50%, just 1%. That's how 5 push-ups become 50. That's how 10 minutes of reading becomes an hour. And you never once felt overwhelmed. Here's the hard part. The 1% rule is invisible at first. It feels like nothing's happening. And that's why most people quit too soon. They don't see progress fast enough. But compounding is silent before it's dramatic. Weeks from now, you'll notice little changes. Months from now, your confidence grows. And in a year, you'll look back and realize you've transformed without even noticing it happen. Because the 1% rule doesn't just build habits, it builds identity. It makes progress inevitable. It's like pushing the first domino, tiny at the start, unstoppable once momentum takes over. So here's my challenge. Pick one 1% change today. Just one. Write it down, say it out loud, and commit to it for the next 30 days. Not 10 changes, not a complete life overhaul, just one 1% pivot. Because if you can master the 1% rule, you can master your entire life.